What's up, you guys? Arati, welcome back to our channel. Uh, I was just wondering how many times do we actually stress ourselves and we feel like we are exhausted and we are tired and we just feel like we are on the verge of burnout, yet we keep pushing ourselves to complete the assignments, to study, to any kind of work stuff that you have to do. I don't know. And we don't listen to our body that's telling us to stop. Sometimes we get so busy living our lives, working, that we just don't take care of ourselves. We don't listen to our body. And in today's video, I want to talk about self care. And I'm going to talk so much about self care that you will be bound to do it ever since. Self-care is nothing but promoting your physical, mental, emotional health. And although self-care is vital, it's not considered as a priority but as a luxury. And I just want to break that thinking myth. I just want to change your mindset about self-care in this video. I hope I do it. So I have divided self-care into 5 areas of life. So let's tackle the first one. So let's start with physical, because people generally tend to take care of their physical health. Not so much actually. Generally people just tend to take care of themselves when they're sick. Don't do that. Take care of your health throughout your life, 365 days, all day, every day. So to do that, the first and the most, one of the important things, I should say, not the most, but one of the important things you should do is have a sleep routine or get 8 to 9 hours of adequate sleep. And I made a video, I think last week, where I spoke about what happens to you or to your body, to your brain, when you don't get the 8 to 9 hours of sleep that you should. You have major health issues, you feel drained emotionally, mentally, physically as well. So you can watch that video out. If you are wondering how should I change my routine, I've already made a video on that as well. So just, if you have any query on sleep, just go and check out the sleep series playlist I have made. You will get all your answers. I just don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to talk so much about it. But sleep routine, get right on it. Another thing that you can definitely do is exercise. Take a walk. I love walks. You can do aerobics, you can do Zumba, you can do yoga, do anything like where your body is going to move, you're going to sweat, you're going to have these endorphins running. Do that. The thing is that I had stopped exercising or moving my body. I used to just sit in front of the computer the whole time. If you watch any of my vlogs, you would know that. But I used to do that, and I had sleeping problems because I was not physically exercising, exerting myself. So I started taking long walks in the evening in places where there's not a lot of crowd, and that really helped. Or I used to go on my building terrace to do that and just jump around and run around for 30 minutes or so. That definitely solved my sleep problem that I had. So you can do whatever you like. If you can't leave the house, and I would really suggest not to. So now that it's raining all the time, most of the time, I can't really go out to take a walk or even on the terrace. So I just found out about these Zumba videos on YouTube. I don't know why I didn't think of those before. I knew about yoga and the exercise like workout where you do those push-ups and crunches and all of that ballet videos, but you also have Zumba ones, so you can just put it on and just follow along. So another thing with sleep and exercise is eating right. You have to eat right, because it doesn't just tie up to us being healthy, but if we don't eat right, it can contribute to weight gain and other health issues like diabetes, heart diseases as well. And eating right, getting all of the nutrients, having a balanced diet, it can help us not feel lethargic and not feel like lagging, tired. You feel alert and awake and energized the whole day. So I have also made questions after every self-care area of life. so which you can ask and you can keep yourself in track. So for physical self-care, the questions that you can ask yourself are you getting adequate sleep? Is your diet fueling your body well? Are you taking charge of your health? Are you getting enough exercise? Okay, so the next area of life is professional. So in professional area of life, what I would ask you to do is, when we are working for so long and saying yes to everything, that can lead to burnout and anxiety and irritability. It's not just saying yes to work, but it's also saying yes to your loved ones and family and friends, because you kind of feel guilty for working all day and not spending time with them. But sometimes you do have to say no to both of these things and say yes to yourself, because you cannot pour into another cup if you are empty. So self-care is not exactly, it's not selfish, I would say. It's not at all selfish. If you are taking care of yourself, if you are saying yes to yourself, you can give back a lot more to work and also to your loved ones. So saying no needs a lot of practice. I'm not gonna say that it's easy, it is difficult, but if you start doing it, it will get easier and easier, and you will gain more self-confidence, and that's how you will be able to give back a lot more. Another thing that you should do is take a vacation. I mean, I'm not saying ki Europe chale jao, but just a weekend getaway. If you have a farmhouse in Alibag or Mahabaleshwar or somewhere nearby. I'm from Mumbai, by the way, so that's the reason why I'm giving Mahabaleshwar and Mathiran wale examples. Just go somewhere. What I mean by vacation exactly is that you need to veer away, get away from your normal routine and schedule, and just break that routine sometimes, because as much as we need routine to stay in track and to be disciplined, we also need to break away and we need change. So you just learn to balance things out. Balance se yaad aaya, you also need work-life balance. So now that we are working from home, this I guess doesn't apply, but when things get normal, you will go to work. If you're working in a bank, probably you do have to go to bank and work. So don't bring work home, because work is supposed to be in office and home is where your family is. So when you're at home, give all your time to your family, because at the end of the day, you're working hard, you're earning money for what? For whom? For your family, right? And your family just doesn't need the money that you earn. It needs you. It needs to spend time with you, and that's how we build relationships. So the questions you should ask yourself in your professional area of life are you feeling stressed by your work? Are you feeling burnt out? When was the last time you took a time off? You took a vacation? When was the last time you said no? When was the last time you spent time with your family? So the next area of life is emotional and psychological. I'm just going to combine these two because I don't want this video to be too long. So this part, like self-reflection, is something that is not stressed enough, I feel, and I think this deserves a video on its own, which I will make one. But right now, let me just explain what self-reflection exactly is. Self-reflection is taking the time to think about, meditate on, evaluate, and give serious thought to your behaviors, thoughts, attitudes, motivations, and desires. So self-reflection is like being introspective and thinking about your actions, your behaviors, your feelings and thoughts, and evaluating them basically as introspection. If you Google what introspection means, I think you will get the idea of self-reflection. And self-reflection actually allows you to analyze your time, your life on a macro level and also a micro level. So to self-reflect, you could actually do journaling. I just posted a reel on Instagram, you can follow me there. But I also made a video on how to journal or how to start journaling for beginners on YouTube, so you can check it out on our channel. Because we need coping skills and coping mechanisms to deal with anger, rage, sadness, worry, overthinking at times, and we sometimes cannot afford a therapist sometimes. So I always feel that journaling is like the first therapist I have. Like, it doesn't talk back, but it just lets me feel calm and not very tensed up in my shoulders and in my head. Other things that you can do to help yourself psychologically is read a self-help book. Want recommendations? Leave it in the comment section. If you want to do anything else, you can draw and paint. I was in a slump. I was in a bad place in 2019. I started drawing. I made a video on how art therapy actually helps. So you can go watch that video as well. Basically, what I'm trying to say with art is that you should find a hobby. So you can join a class. I know right now you can't go anywhere because of COVID protocols, but just YouTube it. You know, if you want to learn to dance, YouTube it. Aerobics, YouTube it. Yoga, YouTube it. Psychology, YouTube it. What else can you do? Oh, you want to learn a language? I'm learning a new language, so you can YouTube it as well. I YouTube it. So another thing which is very, 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 very important is to talk to yourself nicely. I mean, we always feel bad if somebody talks to us badly and we just think about it and we keep reminiscing it over and over again. But we do that to us. Like, we can be our worst enemy sometimes. So talk to yourself nicely. Practice self-love and self-compassion. That's how I would say it. So tell yourself, you can look in the mirror if you like, tell yourself that I'm gorgeous. I am capable of everything that I want to achieve. I am worthy and I deserve everything I want to achieve, and I am going to achieve it. You are the best at what you do. You are loved. You deserve to be loved. I love myself. You can say that as well. I say that at times. So, when it comes to emotional and psychological area of your life, what questions you should ask yourself? Are you making enough time for activities that mentally stimulate you? Are you doing proactive things to help you stay mentally healthy? Let's go to the next area of life, which is spiritual. So I would say find a park, a garden around you. Again, I know because of the COVID it's not possible, but this video is not just during the COVID times. You can watch it in 2025 and 2030, 2050. You know, jab tak YouTube hai, jab tak ye video hai, you can watch this video. You'll get a lot of points from here. So go and find a park, like be in nature. And I think I'm not a very nature person. I like this concrete jungle, but I used to have a park near my house and I used to feel a lot better. I should just go there and just sit and look at the sky, look at the coconut trees in the garden. Yes. I always feel that sleep and nature like hit the reset button on us. So right now, if you can't do the nature thing, maybe you could do the first point, sleep. A few other things that you can do is meditate. Very, very important. I've made videos on it. Love meditating. Sing and dance. Music is just, I don't know what it is. I have to read this book that's on my Goodreads to read list. I forgot the name. I think it's by Oliver Sacks. I'm not really sure. I'll make a review video on it for sure once I read it. But music just does something to us. It rejuvenates us. It makes us feel happy. It makes us feel sad. It totally changes our mood. And dancing, definitely. Whenever I'm not feeling that great, I just get up and I just move my body. It also helps with exercise. The first or the second point that I spoke about, you know, it's like killing two birds in one stone. So, meditate, sing, dance, watch sunset or sunrise. Every time I do that, I feel how tiny, how minuscule I am, how tiny, minuscule my problems are. It just makes me realize how huge the universe is. Another thing, probably it's not possible because of COVID, but kabhi to possible hoga, is volunteer for a cause, because I just believe in the humane aspect or trait that humans have. I mean, how much ever self-centered and selfish you may be, there is going to be this one, I guess I just believe in the good in people, but I feel that everyone will feel happy to see a smile on a person's face when you help them out. It doesn't have to be grand and extreme. Just buying vada pav and giving it to a destitute, to a baby or a child beggar, I don't know what to call them, I'm just losing words right now. That just makes me happy. I did this once, I just gave them toffees, or like bunch of kids came running. I was like, oh god, I don't even have enough money to give them chocolates. But it feels like that happened months ago, but even now when I think about it, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel valued. It makes me feel like I did something in my life. Although it was a very tiny thing, I gave them a chocolate. Like, it wasn't like Cadbury, it was just a coffee bite or pulse or something. It's not going to do anything. Unka पेट भी नहीं भरेगा. But just seeing them happy, jumping with joy was enough for me. When we do that, it's not just for them, but it's for us as well. And when we help people, when we help others, we feel good, and that's how we kind of nurture our spirit. That's how I think about it. That's how I feel when I do something for somebody. I feel like I am nurturing my spirit. So the questions you should ask yourself in spiritual area of life are: what questions do you ask yourself about your life and experience? Are you engaging in spiritual practices that you find fulfilling? And the last area of life is personal. And the first most important thing I want to talk about is spend time with the friends and family. I mean, we spend so much of our time in your career and working and earning money. I mean, why do we do that? I mean, what is the point of doing that? We do it for our family, right? But money is not the only thing that matters in a relationship. When it comes to family and friends, it's like, I'm not saying money is not important, it is, but relationships aren't built on money, they are built by nurturing them. I mean, what is the point of earning so much money if you don't even get to see your family, if your family doesn't get to see you? So I'm not asking you to do like a grand gesture or anything, but like I said, taking time off work, going on a vacation, not bringing work home, it kind of ties up with this point of personal area of life. Also, learn more about yourself, or maybe just learn about yourself. Discovering the way you are, who you are, it kind of aligns you with your inner self. It kind of bridges the gap, or it aligns who you are and who you want to be, or who you perceive yourself as. Also, nurture yourself. So learn something new. Like, you're learning something about yourself, learn something new as well. Because when we are in school and college, we are always constantly learning something new. But once we get out of it, we are in the real world, we forget to learn new things. We forget how to learn. And when we are learning new things, we are like a beginner again, which is what we are actually afraid of. But we get this sense of accomplishment when we get something right. And so just pick up a hobby, like I already said. Or if you don't want to do something new, don't want to exactly do something, then you can just read a book. Books can also help you learn new things. If your question is why, I mean, I don't want a sense of accomplishment, then we grow. When we learn new things, we grow. As we grow older, we evolve, and as humans, we are supposed to evolve. Also, by learning new things, we experience new things. We get new challenges, and there are tons of reasons, and this topic also deserves a video in itself, so I'm just gonna start. But let's look at the questions that you should ask yourself in this area of life. What did you do today that made you happy? What did you learn today? Fortunately, or you can say unfortunately, self-care isn't one size fits all strategy. So you have to see in your life what you need, and you can customize a plan accordingly. So finding what you need in your life is very important, and once you discover that you're neglecting a part of your life, you can create a plan for yourself. You don't have to tackle everything all at once. Identify what you need and take small steps, baby steps to begin with. I totally understand if you say that I don't have enough time, or I cannot squeeze in one more thing in my day, but you should make self-care a priority, because when you start caring for yourself in all areas of your life, you start to operate more effectively and efficiently. And with that, I'm gonna go and take a well-deserved break. You go and watch my other videos if you're interested. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video. Self-care is one size fits. What am I saying?
लक्ष्य नहीं है तुझा।
कर